Welcome to Come to the Edge today, where together we explore the adventures of growing and living in joy. I am Joan Kappas, your host and producer on Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network, powered by Raven International. At Come to the Edge today, we explore joy. Where does it live? How do I access it? Why is it that joy seems to be experienced so naturally by some and not so much by others? What do I need to do to get off this coulda, shoulda, merry-go-round I'm on so I can have a chance of experiencing my joy? Do I need to find it? Or is there another way of experiencing it today when my current circumstances seem far from being capable of offering any kind of joy? What does living a life in joy look like? What do joyful people focus on? Can I learn what they know? Can I be joyful too? Well, the intention of this show is to explore these questions and rediscover that joy that is inside all of us. This is a hands-on show filled with many adventurous guests who are uncovering their joy path by answering the daily invitation to come to the edge today. They'll be sharing their journeys, ahas, tips, and tools so you can become acquainted with your inner joy, uncover what holds you back from being more, and learn how to let go of what keeps you from experiencing those higher levels of joy. And you'll discover how to choose joy and experience it every day. Abraham, one of my favorite teachers, said, "The purpose of life is joy." And then they said, "You are joy, looking for a way to express." Well, hearing this was music to my soul because finally there were words for expressing what I've always known and felt inside, that joy is part of the fabric of who we are. And how do we know this? Because we know joy. No one ever has to explain what joy is. We just know it when we feel it, don't we? And at some level, all of us have experienced joy of some sort at least once. Joy is always with us because each of us walks on our very own path of joy. We often don't realize it because over the years it's become covered up with layers of limiting beliefs and resulting negative experiences that have dulled our shining path. We've continued to walk on joy's path, but just at lower levels. For example, fear, blame, and discouragement are levels of that path. They're just lower levels. But the good news, you can quickly learn what level you are on and how to get to the next level and the next and the next until you're living at those higher levels of joy. You know, the ones you've always wanted, like hopefulness, enthusiasm, passion, empowerment, and joy. So what does this joy path have to do with coming to the edge and leaping? Each of us receives daily invitations from life to come to the edge today, to take a new, more expansive look at who we really are, and to leap into growing and rediscovering our joy. So when you accept that daily invitation to come to the edge today, you are saying yes to becoming aware of your joy path, choosing it, letting go of what holds you back, and experiencing the fun of living at those higher levels of joy every day. Today's guest is a joyful master. She's a fabulous modeling of just what goes on in a joyful person's head and heart. And I'm pleased to have with us today Danielle Dailey. Certified and licensed Louise Hay instructor and law of attraction coach, Danielle was led to become a professional coach out of her own life experiences that created the perfect opportunity for her to help others shine into their true brilliance. Danielle passionately guides others and reminds them of just how powerful they are through the practice of self-love. Working with Danielle is your opportunity to set yourself free and experience the miracle of living the life you so deserve. When I asked Danielle what she wanted to share with us today, she said, "I want to share my summer of unconditional trust, my summer of standing in my true power." So welcome, Danielle. So nice to have you here today.
Oh, my gosh. You brought me to tears. It is so nice to be here with you, sweetheart. Thank you.
We are going to rock today, that's for sure.
As we always do, girl.
As we always do. Your story is fabulous, and I want people on our call with us today to just experience your leaps and your invitation and your RSVP from life to come to the edge. What was your invitation that you were aware of that summer, and what did you leap into, and what happened? Just tell us the story.
Thank you. Absolutely. The story for me over the summer, I actually listened to myself to do nothing, to actually do nothing. We had just graduated from QSCA, and there was a lot of buzz, on what's next, and lots of people around us, around me taking action and getting their stuff, getting their coaching practices going, and for some reason I didn't jump on board, with that energetic buzz. I just kind of was like, I'm not feeling the pull and the tug to go that route right now. And in the past, that would have, become a judgmental time for myself. That would have become, what's wrong with me? How come the critical Danielle would have popped out and thought that I was needing to do something to launch my new career. And interestingly enough, it was the polar opposite of what I was feeling. I was feeling very, it's summertime. I have a 12-year-old daughter. I just kind of wanted to play and just be a kid and not do anything. And this, like I said, was so new for me. In the past, I'd always been very much of a go-getter and, take action and do. And interestingly enough, the message I was hearing, to come to the edge was to just be. And that was new.
Can you describe for us when you said the message that you got? It's like, what part of your body did you hear it, or was it in your head, your heart? Was it a feeling? Just, how did you know that?
That is such a great question. Well, yes, it was all of the above. It was a thought, which turned into a feeling, which then turned into a place that I felt it in my body. And I literally, when I feel uncomfortable, or when I hear the voices going, the little niggling negative voices saying, well, you should, be doing something. Look at so-and-so, they're doing something. That is my direct button to say, hang on, let me go ahead and sit with this for a second. When I say this to myself, does it feel good? And the answer is no. And then what do I want to do? So it was literally like checking in with myself on a daily basis. I mean, sometimes minute by minute. This was so new to just be. I had read in all these beautiful, amazing books. There's so many, and they've helped me tremendously. Last summer was all about putting the books down and just being the books. You know what I mean? Like, just trusting. I mean, it was literally just this huge amount, this huge, unlimited, unconditional trust that I felt in my body. The tug to do something and to go and take action just didn't feel right. But when I would say to myself, I'm just going to trust that right now I need to be, that calmed me down, and that felt really good in my body. So, but like I said, I checked in with myself some days, minute by minute, like, are you sure you're okay with this? Like the little tennis match in my head and going, yeah, I want to go to the water park today. I want to go splash around in the pool with my daughter. Okay, bathing suit on and off to the pool. And it was exactly what I needed to do, exactly.
So it was like you were learning a new skill,
Complete.
A new habit.
It was as if I was being the new skill. I learned the new skill through all the books and, lectures and, amazing programs that are offered out there. It was being the skill, being this new skill.
Your doing action was not what many of us have learned to be doers, the proverbial to-do list. It was your doing was being and trusting, which was having fun.
Completely. It was more of an energetic trust. I also was those doers. I also was that, oh my gosh, I need to do. I need to work really hard. I need to bust my butt. I need to go. And something inside of me, and like you said, it was a feeling. There was this feeling inside of me. When I said that kind of stuff to myself, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel authentic. It felt really off track, and I couldn't explain it in words. I didn't know why I was feeling this, but I knew that I had a choice, and my choice was to go ahead and just trust this voice I'm hearing saying, nope, not this summer, girl. You're going to take it off, you're going to play, you're going to have fun, and you're going to do all the work energetically. You're going to do all the work through your thoughts and through your trusting and through your feelings, and that is exactly what I did. As tempting as it was to get behind the computer and start promoting myself, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like what was going to bring me fun and joy.
So this was like intentional trusting. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to trust that everything will work out. It was way beyond that.
Way beyond, way bigger than that. There was zero fear. It wasn't, even with some big things that came up into our lives, for example, my husband lost his job. We had just bought a home. In the past, that would have triggered a downward freak out, a total spiral. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? We're going to lose this brand new home. That would have been the dialogue that I would have used in my mind prior to the summer. And it was so interesting and so cool to be butted up against such a huge, that's a huge setback for most of us, to just stay cool and to stay in this trust mode and to completely know that everything's working out, and creating that energy in our home really made the entire experience, my husband included, completely different than how we had handled it. Even when there were no bites on his resume, time was ticking, severance was, the time frame was going to be over. We continued to say it's going to be okay. Everything's working out, and go to the pool and play some more, stay in his joyful headspace. And we even went on holiday.
That is such...
yeah, we even went to Florida on holiday. I mean, talk about ballsy. Talk about really trusting. Mm-hmm. We did. Yeah.
And so what happened with that? I mean, because that's so intentional, that's so counterintuitive to how so many of us have been raised, to be good girls, to be providing wives, to be providing mothers. You should do this, you should do that. And now that the bottom fell out, I should forego this joy or this idea I had that life would work out for me and hit the pavement. But instead you went to the beach and you went on holiday.
Totally, which was so far from what I had, ever done before. This was brand new to me. But again, when the little voice would come in and say, you're being really irresponsible, or are you sure that this is what, you need to be doing today is, going and shopping and playing and the answer was, yes, this is exactly what I need to do. Trusting that was so new, but yet so fun for me. And the outcome has just been, total oh my gosh, so much has happened the minute I decided, well, we'll get into that
we will get into that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to share with everyone. We'll get into that. There's drum rolls are beating here.
Yes.
But I'd like to share with everyone that you've been listening to Come to the Edge Today Radio with me, Joan Kappas, on the Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network, powered by Raven International. And my guest today is Danielle Dailey, a coach and a truly joyful master. So Danielle, drum roll. What happened after your summer of play? Your husband is without work, income is not there, and you are just learning to be and to use that muscle of awareness of trust and of just answering that invitation. What happened?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so for everyone wondering, my husband ended up getting a fabulous job, a couple months after being off work. So how cool was that to have just a break over the summer? And drum roll, please, for sure. So mid-October, I have a business partner that I work with on a lot of projects, and she was also taking the summer off to just be, which was amazing. And we came together and we just sort of said, wouldn't it be fun to write a little book? Just a little book. I didn't want to write a big book. I just wanted to write a little book. And we sort of said, yeah, that sounds fun. We hadn't, before that, no other ideas that we even came up with sounded fun, but this sounded fun. And we went ahead and we started, come up with some ideas and an outline, and we weren't even affected by where we needed to go from there or who we needed, how do we do this? We didn't care about the house. We didn't care about the details. We just thought it would be really fun to do this project. So one day, shortly after this decision, I jumped on LinkedIn, which is not even a place I go to very often. But I happened to go there, of course, that day. And there was this woman who I didn't know at all, but she was on my LinkedIn, and she had posted, that she was writing this book that was going to be published in the end of January. And I just felt so happy for her. I felt so connected to this stranger, right? And I felt compelled to just reach out and let her know how proud I was of her and how excited I am for her. And just really, I felt it. I just felt it. And didn't think anything of it, just sent the message, and that was that, as far as I knew. That same day, I received an email from her, just saying, thank you so much. That really meant a lot to me. And I was like, oh. Well, she said, listen, I have a radio show, and I'd love to interview you. And I thought, cool, absolutely. So we went ahead and we touched base, and within, a minute, I loved her. And she loved me, and we were telling each other, oh, this is just amazing. Long story short, end of the conversation, she invited me to be a contributing author to this book, to her book that she was talking about. And, it was, talk about extraordinary. I had an idea. 2 weeks later, I'm offered to be a contributing author to a book that is being published as we speak.
Fabulous. And I might add, that book is Mari Mitchell Porter's Dare to Be Authentic. It's just been published, and it's now available for purchase. Congratulations, Danielle. It's a fabulous book, and I might add as well that because of Danielle's reaching out, Danielle reached out to me, and I'm a contributing author in that book as well. So the excitement about this book is pretty high because it's about our stories of how we came to be our authentic self, and how our story of how we got to be who we are today, and here we are sharing our journeys together today. So I want to thank you as well, Danielle, because I get to be part of that fun project as well.
Oh,
so
my
congratulations
gosh,
on that. You mentioned quite a bit this hour the word fun and the magic of the universe, or you referred to it. What does fun have to do with all of this?
Oh, my gosh, that is my motto. That is my go-to question. That is my, does this sound fun? I have decided, and this was about a year ago, that I really only want to do things that bring me joy and that are fun. So, yeah, I do. I check in with myself. And having so much fun last summer led me to a book. Having so much fun last summer led me to my own radio station. So it is completely serving me well.
The floodgates opened.
Yes.
And would you say that they opened because you listened and you trusted, and essentially for you that was a huge leap into joy? It's when we leap, I don't think it's always about into something scary, although it can feel that way, but you leapt with your joy and with your level of joy at the time. Yes.
I think the only time we might experience fear when we jump off the edge is when we really aren't in a trusting space. To fully encompass the love, trust, the support and the love with your life, when you jump with that in your heart, it's just a fun leap. And don't get me wrong, to everyone that's listening, it can still be scary even when you're excited, or not even scary, but just like the unknown, it can be, I've chosen to say, that's not fear, that's exhilaration, or that's not fear, that's just fun, it's just the unknown, that's all it is, So that has really helped me with knees knocking, saying yes, okay, yes, this sounds fun, I'll do it. And it just keeps leading to more and more joy.
So then we're just keeping going because it's like, well, that was fun, let's do it again. So one thing builds, one experience leads to the other, doesn't it?
That's right, and you've got evidence everywhere to support it. Your story's being supported, your life is being supported with evidence everywhere. How do you turn your back on that when everywhere you look, you're like, wow, okay, I co-created that. Wonderful, let's keep going. The momentum just builds on itself.
It absolutely does. Tell us what a joy-filled day looks like to you now.
Oh my goodness!
And because there's never an end to the levels of joy that we live. Sometimes our levels are lower. We're in disappointment. We're in discouragement, and that's okay. I mean, that's the dust on our path, and that's okay. But what does living in your higher level of joy look like to you now?
I love that. And you know what? Just so everyone also knows, I still experience off days. I still experience days where I feel a little bored or, I'm a human, so I do experience that. The difference now is that no matter what emotion, lower level of vibration I'm ever feeling, the fact that I love and support myself completely, unconditionally, that makes for a very quick negative lower vibration experience. Does that make sense? Like I still can feel fearful at times or anxious, but the difference in my mental chatter, as where before that would turn into a beat up session, now it's like, oh, sweetheart, you're a little nervous. It's okay. It's okay. Or feeling kind of down today. No worries, Bobby. Stay in your jammies and just take care of yourself. It's okay. What a difference. So to me, that is my joy. Being my very best friend and loving myself no matter what has brought me more joy than anything in the world. And going back to the summer, where I could have gone into, wow, you're really lazy, or wow, you're being irresponsible. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you doing what everyone else is doing? Look at how they're going to be so busy and making so much money, and look at you, you're sitting around doing nothing, and your husband isn't working. What's wrong with you? That could have been.
From one filter, there is some evidence there, but another filter, it's all the evidence to go somewhere more expansive, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, So having those experiences and just the whole entire time from this moment till, I still live just like this. If anything comes up, having my back and loving myself truly and being here for me and supporting myself and speaking kindly and lifting myself up has brought me the joy that you're speaking of. That's brought me my everyday joy.
Mm-hmm. And these are tips and tools, practically speaking, that all of us can use, when we're just like, I want to feel better. I want my life to be more. What you just shared with us about the self-love and taking care and looking through a new lens. Wow, those are habits and those are conscious choices that we all make every day, don't we?
Oh my gosh, all day long. I forget the statistics of how many thoughts we think a day, but it's extraordinarily high, and when you can get a grip on that, when you become aware of your thoughts and really start censoring the ones that don't feel good, the ones that don't bring you joy, the ones that, are hurtful, you can start censoring that and letting those go and changing them with uplifting, just beautiful. Even if you don't know where to start, you can even say that, hey, I don't even know where to start, but I'm open. Mm-hmm. That invites so much, that's an amazing tool, Yeah.
Absolutely. You've been listening to Come to the Edge Today Radio with me, Joan Kappas, on the Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network powered by Raven International. And my guest today has been Danielle Dailey, a coach and a truly joyful master. And Danielle, what you just mentioned about those tips and choices and how do you start, it's time for this week's leaping exercise. So here we go. This week's exercise is going to continue to build our awareness muscle And we're going to be focusing on those voices in our head that say, I don't want that. You know, we all have them many times a day. And it matters that we're aware of them because that is an easy way for us to see what we do want. And creating the habit of focusing on what we do want is huge for learning how to live at those higher levels of joy. So here's how it's going to work this week. I'll have this exercise posted on my website at cometotheedgetoday.com for your convenience, so you don't have to worry about writing them down. Using your notebook that you purchased, hopefully, if not, you can get one today, and labeled it My Joy-Filled Life, list 5 things that you know you don't want. Okay, for instance, like, I don't want to be bored. Another could be, I don't want to be short of money at the end of the month. Okay, so after you've listed those, cross each one off, and as you do, gently say and write out each one. Thank you for the awareness you have given me. I no longer require your services as I am refocusing my thoughts. Goodbye. Okay, so do that 5 times. Then next, write the opposite of those 5. So you write the 5 things you do want. For example, the opposite would be, I want to be content, and I want to have X amount of dollars remaining after I pay my bills. Then, next to each of those, write intentionally, this new thought feels better. I welcome this thought and will foster more and more thoughts like this one. And then you read those 5 new thoughts aloud daily, and then notice the shift in how you feel and in what happens around those topics. And then I suggest that you jot those observations down as you notice them. So that's this week's leaping exercises for you. Danielle, any final tips or insights you'd like to share regarding your unconditional trust and being peacefully powerful?
Well, I just want to add real quick, because you said something huge there. Please note that when Joan mentions to put down your don't wants, how gentle and how loving she is as she releases them. It's not about, if you come up with a negative thought to, beat yourself up over it. They're just as a reminder to go, oh, right, well, what do I want? I love that you said that. That is huge, huge, huge.
Right.
So thank you. And that would be my added tip, was just to really embellish that statement.
There are teachers.
Yes. Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yes, there are teachers on our path. All right, honeys, if someone would like to contact you, how would they do that? And how would they get the book?
You can go to my website, which is www.dailey, and that's spelled Dailey, dailylifecoaching.com. You can find everything there, and I also have a Facebook under the same name, Daily Life Coaching. So that is where you can find all the details too. And I do write my weekly blogs in there, and I have some YouTube videos up if you'd like to check those out. Yeah, that's it. And I am just so thankful for you, Joan. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this is a pleasure, and we will have you on again because this is just too much fun. So, yes, and thank you for being here and sharing your stories. Life is fun, everyone, and that's what we're about here, is to look at life through a new lens. And Danielle, thank you for showing us another lens and some more tools for us to live higher levels of our joy. Join me at my interactive website at cometotheedgetoday.com, where you will find literally hundreds of free themed coaching sessions designed with the intention of assisting you in uncovering your joy path so you can live the life you intended at those higher levels of joy. And for those of you who would like more personal support, I offer one-to-one coaching, and this service is available regardless of where you live. So if, like Danielle, it's your time to answer life's invitation and take that leap you know that is calling you, and you'd like someone there with you, contact me via my website at cometotheedgetoday.com or via email at joankappes@gmail.com. That's Joan Kappes, Kappes, @gmail.com. Thanks again, Danielle. Appreciate you coming. Thank you for coming to the Edge today, everyone. And until next time, remember that the destination is great, but it's the journey we came for. It's the joy-filled journey that is life. Let's journey together. Bye-bye for now.